The problem with electric cars is you just get that sense of range anxiety of, oh, I'm just not going to make it to my destination. And unfortunately, most new electric cars aren't good either. The new BMW i4, for example, is just too unstable on the road. And then Model 3, the Tesla Model 3, that's got terrible build quality. It's got gaps everywhere. Horrible, no good. So, what's the solution? Well, here is Hyundai's answer to that problem.
This is it. This is the new £50,000 Ioniq 6. And it's pound for pound the most thrilling car you could get with your money's worth. It's not just fun too. It looks like it came from the year 2082.
How much better is it compared to its rivals? Let's find out.
It's got a claimed range of 322 miles, but realistically, you'll get around 300 to 311, which is quite good.
The acceleration feels quite fast, but certainly much more brisk than other EVs I've tested. And the steering feels quite smooth. It feels like cutting through some silk or butter. It feels so relaxing. And the seating position too. Truly, this is the most luxurious base model Hyundai, non-Genesis by the way, that I've ever driven. And the ride, it's so comfortable as well. Feels like you're driving around on a massive mattress. And to help out range, the back flaps and the front flaps open up for better aerodynamics and better airflow across the vehicle. Probably can't see that from here though. Which is pretty good, because it gets quite technical in here.
And it's not just a looker, it's got things like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, automatic steering, adaptive cruise control, and an automatic boot release. It's even got a banging stereo for your tunes. Despite the nice insulated interior, it still bings and bangs with its noises, which may be a bit stressful to your average mother.
So, as you can see, this car is indeed quite good. But it does, mind you, it does get a bit annoying sometimes and a bit finicky. Playing around with all of these, it's very distracting and not very safe. In here it's actually quite comfortable. You get quite a big screen here on the front and for the passengers to play around with. You get air conditioning as a sort of light up. You get all sorts of buttons on the steering wheel. And if your passenger's being a bit annoying, you can crush his legs! That's hilarious. And you can crush their spine and their head. I will say the boffins at Hyundai have done their very best to make this car look as aerodynamically drag efficient as possible, but look at it. While it looks very futuristic, it looks like a fish from certain angles, and certainly from others it looks more like a slipper. But one thing I do like about this, though, is these flaps. They open to allow for better airflow. One aspect of the styling which they have absolutely knocked out of the park is this rear end. It looks like a Porsche 911 from certain angles. Amazing! In here, you can see you've got room for 5, and with the rear passengers having heated seats, and these 2 seats as mentioned before, not only go back and forth, but they also recline into a nice comfortable bed.
The legroom is surprisingly spacious in this car, which was really nice. The problem, however, comes with headroom. Many times I felt I was bashing my head into the roof of the car, and that's not good when you're 6'3".
Door handles, they're aerodynamic as well, and that's very good. And the interior, it's Merc-like. It's just like a Mercedes. And if we look into the back here, you see I've got my suitcase here for a weekend out. And in here, you've got quite a lot of boot space, if we're being honest, for a sedan, which is brilliant. And you've got the little latches here for extra boot space if necessary. So now, let's go for another drive, this time a more fun one. Now I do apologise for not speaking earlier during the whole driving segment of the video, but the thing is with a car like this, it feels like you're driving on nothing. It feels like driving it, you can drift off to sleep and, well, wake up back home. I've never driven a car like this before. So relaxing. But nothing could ever prepare you for the sheer acceleration that this car brings. All at the push of a button. So if we push this drive mode button, engaging sport mode. This car now does a 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. It's got 4-wheel drive, and it does a claim top speed of 112, which may not seem like much, but with an acceleration like this, it's certainly plenty enough. It shows you your torque, how much torque is going to each motor. That's impressive, and it shows you your regenerative braking, and you've got paddles here to adjust that automatically otherwise. Here we go! It feels like a spaceship! This is insane! And even here, the lane assist is turning on. There's all sorts of beeps and noises, and like, oh no, what's happening? But this is still very stable, so much more stable, so much more planted than your standard i4. So much quieter than a Tesla Model 3. And so much more thrilling, so much more exciting, so much more fun. This is what one should get out of their weekend drive in an electric car. I've decided. Because that acceleration is just sensational.
This car does 321 brake horsepower. And if you thought this car was fast, wait till the Ioniq 6N comes out in a couple of years.
So, we've arrived at our destination, and now we're going to put this into park. So, it's a very simple thing. I've done this many times already. All we got to do is just back that in, and it shows you a 360 view of your surroundings and a brilliant camera and parking sensors as well. This may not be the best example of a good spot of parking though. you can see here, I've kind of parked this car badly, but that's okay because I've got a nifty trick on here. Engaging summon mode. Look at that, the car moves by itself. And it moves by itself as long as I hold the button. And once you're done with summon mode, you hold this button down again, and off comes the car. You're done with your boy toy. You've got quite a few more tricks left over. Look at that, automatic flap opening for your charging. That's very futuristic. And certainly something that not every electric car has. Let's plug that in. That locks into place and it auto adjusts and it starts charging soon after.